For more than 200 years, Americans have celebrated July 4th as their Independence Day. Today we celebrate with fireworks and displays of the flag. It was pretty much the same from the very beginning.
As the Declaration of Independence was read to gatherings of people in small rural towns or major seaports, there were enormous expressions of joy. And I think this makes some sense. You must remember that these people had been at war with Great Britain for over a year without formally absolving their obligations of loyalty. Suddenly they felt they were involved in a consistent effort. As one soldier said, now hand and heart can move together. So there were great celebrations. They shouted, they huzzaed, they threw their hats in the air. The other traditional way of celebrating occasions like this was to put candles in windows. They're called illuminations. The militia would march, they'd fire off guns. Some people would say that's a terrible waste of ammunition, but they would do it here and there anyway. But mostly there were the readings of the Declaration itself.
The Articles of Confederation. After victory in the War of the American Revolution, the political leaders debated what kind of union they should and could have with one another. Should it be a centralized nation or a loose confederation of 13 sovereign states? There was sentiment on both sides. Some insisted that only a strong union could provide effective government, but others feared that a strong national government would dominate and exploit the common people. In 1781, the states ratified their first collective constitution, the Articles of Confederation, which established a loose confederation that lacked the power to levy its own taxes or to regulate commerce.
The Articles of Confederation were terms of government, what we might call a constitution, although they didn't use that name, a constitution under which the states would be associated with each other. There would be certain powers that the central government would have, but very, very limited powers and quite a loose association.
In 1776, the Second Continental Congress gave the responsibility for drafting the Articles of Confederation to a committee led by John Dickinson, the patriot and constitutional expert from Delaware. The committee also included Benjamin Franklin, one of America's revered elder statesmen. The delegates from the 13 states distrusted one another, but Franklin's presence had a calming effect on the proceedings in Congress.
People disagreed about what the structure of the new government should be. There was some suspicion about motives. People from the small states and people from the large states didn't see eye to eye on some issues. How would power be allocated? Would the small states' interests be protected, or because they were smaller in population, would their interests be given less weight?